everyone, it's simsveon here, and welcome to my first ever Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited to share this with you guys today because I love building in The Sims 4 and I love watching speed builds, so making my own has been something I've wanted to do for a while, and with the new Sims 4 pack coming out, Strangerville, I just thought it was the perfect time to start doing it myself. So yeah, here I am. Today I have for you a trailer. It's on that lot in Strangerville, Slip 42, I believe it's called. There was already a trailer there, and I did think it was nice, but it's just something, you know, I wanted to do my own interpretation of it, and I don't often build like smaller homes in The Sims 4, so while I don't think this is like a true tiny home, it is definitely smaller, so I kind of wanted to challenge myself a little bit, and I think that trailer homes in particular fit that style of gameplay in Strangerville so well. So it was something that I just had a lot of fun doing here. So here I'm doing some roofing pieces. This is a starter home. It is under 20,000 simoleons in the end. It is like very, very, very close to being 20,000. I believe when I placed this lot in my game, my sim had 10 simoleons to live with. So if you are a bit worried about the price on this and how much you'll have left over, I would suggest, like, there is a lot of landscaping on this house, so I would suggest deleting some of it. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good starter home. I found that when I was playing the storyline in the game, I didn't spend a lot of time in the house that I had built, which was kind of upsetting because it was really cute. I don't have a recording of it, but I probably will upload it to the gallery. But yeah, I just think that like smaller homes suit the Strangerville storyline better because you're not spending much time there anyway, because you're solving the mystery. So here I am doing some like exterior paint. I really, really love that like metal style that came with the Strangerville pack. I think it looks so good on trailers like this and older homes, especially in the desert. So I think it looks really nice, and paired with that, like, I think it's like sheet metal roofing from Get Famous, I believe. I just think it looks so nice, and I just love all the, like, I just really like the color scheme that I have on this build. I think it turned out really pretty. I like all the grays with the accent of blue, and those Get Famous windows just pair perfectly with that swatch of the door that we got with Strangerville. I really like that door, by the way. I'm really excited to use the other swatches because some of them are definitely really interesting, so we'll see what I use later on in builds, if I do something a little grungier probably. But for now, this is like just like a very basic trailer, and it's like not too grungy, but it's definitely not like super clean either. But here I am doing some, I think this is from Seasons, this little awning. I really wanted to use that rusted shade or swatch because I thought it looked really cool, but it just didn't fit with this build too much. So I'm definitely going to have to use that in a later build because I really, really do like that swatch. And here I am doing some planters on the window. I believe these ones came with cats and dogs. I was going to put them on those windows too, but I decided they only looked good on the front window. And I'm putting some chairs out here on the deck. I initially placed on these ones from Backyard Stuff, and I really like those. I like how they look with the blue and the yellow and stuff. I end up replacing them because they are like a little more expensive, and I swap them out for some base game ones later on. So they don't stay, unfortunately, but if you do delete some landscaping, you might be able to replace them. But yeah, here I'm making a little yard. It is, like I said, similar to the original trailer that was here. It's just my take on it. I love that picket fence that came with the new pack. I love it in that blue swatch as well. It just looks so pretty. I can't remember the other swatches that it comes in. I'm pretty sure it comes in like yellow and green because that kind of matches with the new doors and windows in the game, which, by the way, are so pretty. I'm so excited to use those. They didn't work on this build, but like I'm going to find a build that they work on. I'm going to use them because they're so beautiful. But I'm just doing some landscaping here. I use those pale yellow flowers a lot, so get ready for those to pop up all the time because they're just like so convenient and they look so pretty. We got similar like low-lying ones like that from Jungle Adventure, but they're a bit more stylized, so I don't use them as often. But those pale yellow flowers, like I use them all the time. I was really excited to use a lot of like cacti and a lot of like desert plants, because I don't typically build in desert towns. I like never build in Oasis Springs. So I'm really excited to build in Strangerville because you get to use those plants a little more often. I did really want to make that bird bath work as well because I thought it would be really cute, but I didn't end up using it in the end. I do get rid of it. But I have some planter boxes, or little planter, they're not boxes, but they're like, pots, planter pots. And I put some laundry day stuff here, like the washing bin and the clothesline. I've never actually used the wash bin and the clothesline in the game before, or in any of my builds, so I was really excited to do that. And here I am playing with some terrain paint. I was going to do like bright green, like astroturfy kind of stuff, because that's what the original had, but I decided to go for like this like kind of dead grass, and I did liven it up a little bit with like normal grass terrain paint. But I just thought it looked really nice, like making it seem like they had grass, but it was dying. So now I'm doing some paths leading to the front of the house. I do end up going with this gravelly one that I just tried, because I think that fits really well in the world. I believe they use it in other places as well. So that's the one I went with. I think it does look really pretty. Here I'm doing a mailbox, and I'm doing some like plants around the mailbox. I do this a lot because in places that I've lived in, I see that a lot. I see a lot of like landscaping around the mailbox just to make it look nicer. I end up getting rid of all of it because it kind of just looks out of place, I think, because there's not a lot of other landscaping around it. It just looks like this little patch of it, and it just looks weird. I do end up moving the mailbox completely as well because I just don't like where it is in the end, and you will see that later in the video. I'm trying landscaping again here. I was having that problem where it was like clipping to the building and like raising up, so I had to lower the building and get rid of the stairs, but it's not a big deal. You can just replace the stairs later, which I did, obviously, but yeah, so I'm doing some landscaping here. I really like how this like front window landscaping turned out. I use these like the yellow daisies and like pink azalea flowers a lot, but I do think that they look really nice, especially paired with those pale yellow flowers. And I did get to use the desert plants as well, so at least it's not like super like typical, I guess. And so yeah, I had a lot of fun playing with those cactuses and like I think succulent plant that we got from Cats and Dogs, which I thought was kind of like out of place in Cats and Dogs, but I'm glad we have it because I really like it a lot. And I like using those swatches of the rocks as well. I think that they look really pretty, that reddish tone, and it fits perfectly in this world, especially with all like the really pretty warm tones that we do have. So yeah, just making some last minute changes here to that front window. And then I believe I will be doing landscaping around the rest of the house. I do a lot of it. There's like a lot of like, cactuses and rocks and stuff. If you did want to drive down the cost on this house even more, you could definitely get rid of those. I do think the landscaping in the like garden area is enough. I just like kind of wanted to make the world, like the lot, like seem like it was like more in line with the world. Rather than just like plopped down on like a completely barren, empty lot. I'm just adding some more, support beams. What are they called? I want to call them poles, but like they have a specific columns. That's what it's called. Just adding some more columns and like a railing, using half walls around the deck. And here I am doing that landscaping I talked about. Just some like cacti and like a couple of flowers and agave plants everywhere. I do end up swapping out all of those agave plants for the ones that don't cost anything from the debug menu because I just couldn't afford them in the end. But yeah, they do still look really nice. I mean, it's basically the same plants. They're just the ones from the debug menu are bigger and a different shade of green, but they still look the same in the end because you can size them up and down. I'm just placing some rocks around. I did some terrain paint that we got, like that's like intended for Oasis Springs, but obviously I think it looks really nice here as well. So I was just putting that in. And just adding some like terrain paint, like dirt for depth and stuff. And now we're on to the interior. So I did use like some paneling, I believe from Spa Day, because I found a lot of times in trailer homes that I've been in, they do have paneling. I tried to give this trailer kind of like an older look. So it's a bit dated, but I do think it turned out really nice. I used those like old beaten doors from City Living, and then I just used like the cheapest options of like counters and fridges and stoves that we have. And now moving on to this dining area. I use a table. I have trouble finding a table for a while because I did want to do this like colorful thing with the different colored chairs and have it just be really colorful because my other build in Strangerville, I really liked making it super colorful because of those new swatches that we got on the siding and stuff. I just thought it looked really nice with this world. But in this build specifically, I just don't think it works. I think like the duller colors work a lot better. I do struggle finding a table for a while. I do try this one from City Living and I keep it for a little bit. I end up changing it out though because I just don't think it fits. But I really like that table. I'm going to have to use it in another build because I've never used it before, even though I've had City Living the whole time it's been out. So I use that crate and that TV from Base Game. I think that they look really nice together, especially in builds like this. And I have this couch from Base Game as well. I end up moving those doors around so that the layout just makes a little more sense. And here I am deleting that table, changing the color of the crate, and then adding a new table. The one I go with is from Get Together. It's like technically a pool table, but I thought it looked kind of like old and grungy, so I think it looks really nice in this house. I wasn't going for like a super grunge effect, but definitely like old and like worn and stuff. I use this rug from Get Famous, which is one of my favorite rugs in games. I love like those older swatches, and I layer it with that rug from Laundry Day. I layer rugs all the time, but I just think it like creates such a nice effect, and I think it looks so cool. So I do like doing it a lot where I can. And I just put a lamp. I believe that one is from City Living as well. And now I'm on to the bedroom. I do end up fitting a TV, not a TV, a bed, a dresser, and that like new listening device station that we got with the new pack. When I was playing through, I didn't actually use that at all, which I was really disappointed about because I did buy bugs and everything. I just like ended up not using them. So I'm going to have to play through the mystery again with using that station just to see how it works because I do really like it. I think it's so cool. So I wanted to use it in this build. And then with the bathroom, I did manage to fit a shower, sink, and toilet, and it all works. So I was really excited about that because in every other tiny build I've attempted, I just can't fit a sink in there, and I end up using the one in the kitchen, which is fine, but I liked that it had its own sink. I was really excited about that. Here it just suddenly changes to a different time of day, and I'm really sorry. I'll try to make the transition smoother next time. It's just that my game does this sync sometimes, and let me know if your game does this as well, where if I'm like moving my camera, sometimes it gets like caught and it starts like endlessly moving, and then the same thing happens when I'm rotating, and it will happen later on in the video where it just starts like rotating infinitely, and it's really, really annoying. So I did cut that out. So that's why the like lighting changes abruptly, and like there is like an abrupt little cut. As I like edit more, I will get like better about doing that. But yeah, it happened again here. So I just went to the interior and started putting lights up. But yeah, it is really annoying. Let me know if anyone else has that bug, because like I've had it like the entire time I've had Sims, so it's really frustrating sometimes, but what can you do? It hasn't been fixed yet, so I'll just deal with it. And so I'm now just like adding some other touches, fixing the TV because like the rotation was a little off, and adding a few little plants. I didn't want this house to be completely clutter free, even though I was on a budget. So I did add some stuff. I really love these posters that we got with the new pack. They come in such pretty swatches, especially those oranges and yellows. They just did such a good job with the warm tones in this pack. They all look so beautiful. I'm just adding some more stuff in the bedroom here. I have a cork board and that little calendar that fits like so well on it. And I do spend a really long time looking through the debug menu for postcards. You will see that in a little bit. I cut most of that footage out because it was like 5 minutes long, even with me like speeding up the clips. So I cut a lot of that out, but I do find them eventually, and here you can see me placing them. And I added a few little other like bits and bobs there as well, just to make it look a little more lived in. I really wanted to add that pool from Seasons. I ended up getting rid of it though because it just didn't make sense financially. And I tried some curtains here as well, but I love these ones from Parenthood, but I just couldn't afford them. So We are coming up on the screenshots now, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would really appreciate it as well. If you would subscribe to my channel, I will put out new videos very soon. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and here comes the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.